Nobody saw this coming. When the 2025 playoffs began, all eyes were on the usual names: Jokić, Luka, LeBron, Giannis. But while the NBA world was busy watching the top headlines, something else was happening. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle weren't just playing well, they were taking over. No hype, no big announcements, just results. And now, they're the biggest reason the Timberwolves have become the team no one wants to face. Anthony Edwards looks like he's been waiting for this moment. He's confident, aggressive, and showing he's not just a future star, he's a star right now. Randle, he's finally found a place where he fits. After years of being doubted, especially in the playoffs, he's now playing with purpose. These two aren't just having a good run, they're leading, they're pushing, and they're changing how people talk about Minnesota basketball. This isn't a fluke. The way they're playing, together, with energy and control, has completely flipped the script. Most people didn't even expect the Timberwolves to be in this conversation, but here they are, led by two players who are proving everyone wrong. Next, let's dig into how Anthony Edwards got here, and what makes him the engine behind all of this. Anthony Edwards didn't just wake up as a star, he earned it step by step. From the moment he entered the league, people knew he had potential. But what we're seeing now isn't just potential, it's power. Over the past couple of seasons, he's cleaned up every part of his game. The shot is smoother, the decision making is sharper, and the confidence is on another level. He's no longer just attacking the rim, he's scoring from anywhere, and defenders can't figure him out. This season, he didn't just show up, he showed out. Nearly 28 points a night, strong on the boards, smart with the ball, and shooting nearly 40% from deep. That's not just good, that's elite. But what makes him different isn't the stats, it's the mindset. When the lights are brightest, Edwards gets better. He's not afraid of the moment. He talks big, but he backs it up with fearless plays and big-time leadership. That's rare in a player this young. And the playoffs, he's not slowing down. He's already passed 1,000 playoff points before turning 24. He's beating top players head to head and doing it with control. It's clear now, Minnesota is no longer just a team trying to figure things out. It's Anthony Edwards' team, and he's setting the pace. Up next, let's look at how Julius Randle completely changed the conversation around his name this year. Julius Randle walked into this season with a lot to prove. After a tough run in New York, where fans questioned his playoff performances, expectations were low when he landed in Minnesota. The trade caught people off guard. Nobody thought moving Karl-Anthony Towns for Randle made sense. But the Timberwolves had a plan, and now it looks like they knew exactly what they were doing. Since recovering from his groin injury mid-season, Randle's been a completely different player. He's scoring with confidence, making smart passes, and showing leadership on both ends of the court. The numbers are strong, but it's the timing of his plays that matters most. He's showing up in the biggest moments, whether it's a clutch shot, a key rebound, or a smart dish to a teammate. He's no longer just a scorer. He's the glue that holds this team together when the game gets tough. Now he's playing the best basketball of his career and doing it when it counts. His playoff averages are up across the board, and the Wolves are winning with him on the floor. He's turned the noise around him into fuel, and the result is a player who's finally getting the respect he's worked for. Let's now look at how both Randle and Edwards handled their toughest playoff test yet, taking down the Lakers and the Warriors. The Timberwolves didn't just win, they dominated two of the league's biggest names. First came the Lakers. While most thought LeBron and AD would roll through the first round, Minnesota had other plans. Julius Randle stepped up in a big way, knocking down shots from deep and forcing the defense to stretch. He averaged over 22 points in that series, and every bucket felt like a statement. The Lakers tried to load up on Edwards, but Randle made them pay every time. Then came the Warriors, a team built for the playoffs, but Minnesota didn't blink. Edwards turned it up, hitting tough shots and keeping the pressure on all series. Randle raised his game again, passing better, rebounding harder, and making smart plays when it mattered most. Together they pushed the pace and controlled the tempo, closing out the series in style. The Wolves didn't just advance, they made it clear they're not here for a short run, and now it's time to break down how their chemistry became the key to everything. Edwards and Randle shouldn't fit this perfectly on paper. One is a fast, high-flying guard who thrives with space. The other is a strong, physical forward who likes to battle in the paint, but somehow they found a rhythm that's hard to stop. When Edwards draws defenders outside, Randle gets room inside. When teams double Randle down low, it leaves Edwards with open looks. They're reading each other in real time, and it's working. What makes them so dangerous is how they adjust. One night, Randle might take the lead. The next night, it's Edwards going off. They're not fighting for touches or forcing plays. They're flowing together. The way they switch roles mid-game keeps defenses guessing and opens up the court for the rest of the team. This kind of on-court connection is rare, especially in a first-year pairing. Next, let's take a look at the supporting cast that's quietly helping Minnesota push even deeper. While Edwards and Randle are leading the charge, the Timberwolves' depth is what's keeping them sharp every night. Jaden McDaniels has stepped up big, playing tough defense and scoring when needed. Rudy Gobert might not grab headlines, but his rebounding and rim protection have been solid throughout the playoffs. Then there's Naz Reid, off the bench, giving instant offense and energy without missing a beat. Every role player knows their job, and that's what makes this team so steady. Mike Conley, the veteran in the group, adds calm and experience. He might not put up big numbers every night, but he knows when to step up, like in the closeout game against the Warriors, where he hit big shots and helped seal the win. Even guys like Dante DiVincenzo bring hustle and spacing that don't always show on the stat sheet but matter on the floor. Minnesota's bench doesn't just fill minutes, they make real impact. Up next, let's talk about how this team proved everyone wrong, from front office decisions to coaching doubts. When Minnesota made big moves like trading for Gobert and later swapping Karl Anthony Towns for Randle, critics called it a disaster waiting to happen. People said the front office was taking wild risks and ruining the team's future. Even Anthony Edwards got doubted. Some said he talked too much and wouldn't deliver when it counted. Head coach Chris Finch wasn't safe from it either. Last year's playoff run was labeled a lucky stretch, not a sign of real growth. But here we are, and every one of those doubts is looking wrong. This team has become tighter, tougher, and smarter. The front office decisions that looked risky now look bold and necessary. The players are performing. The coach has a clear plan. And Edwards, he's not just talking, he's leading. The Timberwolves have turned criticism into motivation, and it's showing in how they play. Now, the only question left is, can they finish the job and make it all the way? Let's look at what makes this team a true contender. This isn't just a fun playoff run anymore. It's serious. The Timberwolves have shown they can beat big-name teams, handle pressure, and win in different styles. Whether it's a slow, physical battle or a fast-paced shootout, they find ways to control the game. Edwards brings the fire, Randle brings the muscle, and together they give Minnesota something it's never really had before, a playoff duo that can carry the load from start to finish. What makes them dangerous isn't just their talent, it's their mindset. They're not just happy to be here, they believe they can win the whole thing, and with the way this team is built, from the stars to the bench to the coaching staff, they just might. If they keep this pace, Minnesota could be looking at its first real shot at a title. The rest of the league better start paying attention because the Wolves aren't backing down.